Hi, welcome to the Voices from the Nest. I'm your host, Jay Scotty, and to my right, we have a lovely guest today.
Cristian Williams.
Jatu McCray.
Jabari Robinson.
And today we will be discussing AI. So, I got a couple questions. So, I'm asking. What are the potential dangers of AI?
I think one of the big dangers of AI is like, if you've seen the Oprah Winfrey documentary about AI, she was talking about how like AI is partnered with the government now. And I think when I heard that, I just thought like danger when I thought AI and the government working together.
Why did you think
that? Because the government, they always use things like in their power to kind of work in their way. So then it's like the big thing about AI now is like it's kind of unregulated, and I feel like when the government gets their hands on it, it's going to be like far more regulated, and it's not going to be as accessible.
Okay. Jatu?
Okay. I would say a danger of AI will probably be the uptake in false information, the spread of false information, because AI, especially like images and videos, is getting better and better by the day. I think soon we're going to start seeing like a lot of images and films that aren't real spreading misinformation.
Do you think it's already had an effect in the way in which we view like news or information?
I think it has. I think we're literally like in the beginning stages of like seeing how like AI can be used to like tweak videos, edit here to kind of distort like the actual video and what was going on in it.
Okay.
I think it's scary because, normally when you're creating something, it comes from like a certain type of inspiration, and AI just has like no inspiration. So like you see a picture of a baby or even commercials that are being shot now, like these are people who may not even exist, but they were built and, created by this program. And nobody really knows like how it's getting its information. Like she said, most AI gets its information from Google. So it's like she said, it's very hard to tell like what's accurate and like what we can really trust, and its full abilities of what it can do.
Do you think that there should be laws regulating AI?
Most definitely, because that definitely goes into things like copyright, and not stealing anybody's work, plagiarism, things like that. So yeah, to help people to not get in trouble with law enforcement, yeah, we definitely need some laws and regulations.
All right. I have another question. In what ways could AI stunt academic development? We'll start.
I think one of the big things that AI is like doing that's kind of bad for academic development is like people are relying on it too much and they're not using it for what it's like supposed to be used for. So like one of the big things about AI is like the way that you're supposed to use it. You're supposed to kind of ask it questions to kind of like you know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to use it to kind of fully plagiarize or like fully take full words from it.
Right.
Kind of use like I use AI on some of my work for inspiration. Like I'll ask it to help me, come up with ideas of what to write about, or like good scholarly topics, like sources I can use and things like that. Like AI has its benefits for education, but at the same time, there is people who are like overly relying on it and using it to fully plagiarize full essays.
Okay.
I think with the rise of AI, we're definitely going to see like a decline in like comprehension skills, writing skills, and researching skills, just because people rely on AI heavily now, like to write whole papers for them. I feel like part of writing a paper is like going out and doing the research for it, collecting that data. But since you can literally like just put it into AI and it'll give you like all that information, we're definitely going to see like those skills decline.
I think that it's a tough situation for a lot of educators and a lot of professors, because they tell students like sometimes that they can't use AI, and if you get caught using AI, then it's going to be you'll get dropped from the class or potentially even get dropped from the university. However, some professors and researchers also feel that AI can be very useful and very helpful in the classroom. So I think it would be interesting to see the different perspectives that educators have on it, and seeing like if they can come to some sort of like resolution to help better students and better learning.
do you, though this is more of a question for all of you, do you think that, at what point do you think we will see the gap from people who didn't use AI to like when they did use AI? Like, when do you think that gap, like, when do you think the academic gap will be more prevalent? Do you think it's going to be prevalent in like 5 years? Or do you think it's going to be more prevalent in like less than that?
I think I think it probably about a good like 4 or 5 years, because like right now we're still adjusting to what's going on in AI, and like we're still not fully, like we don't know what everything that's going on with AI, like the full spill of exactly what it does and the power that it holds. But I think like as people go on, and that also goes in ties like the government regulating, it's like I think in 4 or 5 years AI is not going to be the same thing that we have today, because right now we're looking at something that's like pretty much unregulated. They kind of just like put it out there for us to use, and now we're just now kind of understanding the little that we know about it now. And I think it's going to be used, like, I think it's going to help education, really. I think AI is going to play a big hand in like helping teachers and people get more creative with finding assignments, because people are going to be using computers, and then some people are going to want to not use computers, and it's going to allow like a big diversity. And you're going to see people who, like, we already have people today rebelling against AI and not, you're going to say, doesn't want to use it at all, and then we have people who do, and that's going to kind of create a big diversity pool, I believe.
Okay. I would say probably 1 or 2 years, just because we're already seeing how like AI is having an effect on how students are learning today. Like I said earlier, I think that AI is used heavily now, especially in like writing. And I don't necessarily think that AI is terrible, but since we're in a stage where there aren't many regulations around it, I feel like it's being probably like used in not the best way. Like obviously, like, you know, when making corrections, like grammar and stuff, I could see like how AI would definitely be like a positive tool. But like in like terms of like having like AI do your whole assignment for you, it's like it takes away the whole like learning process.
Yeah, and then I think that it's hard too, especially when you're looking at like jobs and employment. It's going to be hard for people who work in like technology or who have like background with technology to be able to find jobs, because you have this source now that it literally is connected to everything, you know. Even with social media, like you see people like using AI. You can use AI on Instagram now. You can use AI on Facebook. So I can only imagine the positive and negative things that can come with that from people online.
Okay. For our final question, can AI be trusted?
I would say yes. I think right now the reason why we're so untrustworthy and unsure of AI is because we just don't have the knowledge and the resources to know. Because it's like the companies, if you've ever seen like the person who runs ChatGPT and like who owns it and who started it, like he's a very like weird, like secretive person. So when he talks about things, it kind of feels like a blanket statement. We don't feel like we know exactly, and we don't have the full grasp of what the power of AI is. And I think it's going to be something that we're going to be able to, along the line, like in the future, we're going to become trustworthy of, because this is like the same thing that happened with the computer when the computer was first coming out. There are people doing interviews and TV shows and asking like, do you think the computer and the internet is going to be something that we're going to be able to trust in these years? And now it's like you can't live without the internet. And I think the AI is going to be very similar, and I think the reason why we're scared of AI now is just because we don't know.
I agree. I feel like in the right situation, AI can be trusted, because like he said, like there's always a phase of when something new is being introduced to society. And I just feel like with AI, we're just going to have to put in place, like I said earlier, like regulations, you know, just so people understand like there's a right and a wrong way. And, you know, just so like AI can't be used in a harmful way.
I definitely think AI is going to impact us in a very big way. I think that also too, like, because we were talking about education earlier, I think that pretty soon we're going to have to start, you know, maybe coming up with programs in schools for people to learn about AI, for people to really understand and grasp the concept, because I think AI is not I don't think that's completely bad. I think that it can be beneficial, but we also have to challenge ourselves to really understand and still learn and not just solely rely on it, because then it will become dangerous.
Well, it seems like we have to wrap it up. I'd like to thank you all for coming to the show. It's a pleasure having a conversation with you. I'd like to thank you all for coming. Have a good day.